Welcome, dear stranger. I have been adrift among the airwaves for quite some time. It is a relief that after all these years I have been discovered between the frequencies. Come in, pull up a seat by the fire, or wireless if you prefer. Welcome to the Night Gordon with Samuel Gordon. And here he is, Samuel Gordon.
Hello, and welcome to me and my show, which may or may not include my assistants, who you may or may not meet throughout the course of me and my show. Each week we'll come to you once a month, and you can print that. So, you can expect news headlines, sport, and all the fun of the fair in the form of no fare, but roving reporters, strange guests, and of course mystery and adventure, and me. So, without any ado, let's begin with me, Samuel Gordon, on The Night Gordon with Samuel Gordon. Good evening, it's Samuel Gordon here, and this episode is sponsored by Gerhard's Gloves.
How often have you had to pick up things or twist something that's ouch to the finger area? I know I have. That's why when I'm reaching for something like that, I don't. Not until my Gerhard's gloves are stuffed with hands, preferably mine. Gerhard's steel toe cap gloves offers a unique layer of protection from things. Built, crafted, assembled, fabricated and made in Austria by Austrians, these gloves are as robust, adaptable and sudden as a yodeling cow in a summer hill. So, whether you're on a mountain, in a mountain, or of a mountain, make sure that the hills are alive with the sound of gloves. Preferably yours, and preferably Gerhard's. Gerhard's Gloves. Show your hands some glove love. Gloves sold separately.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I'm certainly going to buy one of those, and then the other. That's Gerhard's Gloves, folks. And remember, they come as a pair, separately. Speaking of gloves, it's time to go over to the news desk where I'm waiting to read the latest headlines. Thanks, Samuel, and good evening. A farmer was hospitalized today when he was kicked in the face by a horse. He said the pain was like being kicked in the chest by a horse. Dentist arrested during duckling's birthday celebrations, and sausage dog eaten by pack of sausages. That's a very poor standard of news, Blennermore.
But, that is what happened in the world.
Well, improve it for next week, Blennermore.
Okay.
And now it's time to not go over to me, but someone else. It's our very own sports correspondent tucked away in Conrad's Corner. It's Vance Conrad. Would you be a fan of sausages yourself, Vance?
Not particularly, no.
What about a duckling, then?
To eat? Oh, no way!
Fine. Well, what else did I mention in the news? A dented, no. See, folks, maybe Vance is a fan of. So, what sport do you have for us then?
We have plenty of what you'd call sport. You join me live here beside you as the game just finishes up, but don't go anywhere as we have...
Why would I go anywhere? It's my show. My name on the name of the show. If anyone is going anywhere, it will be you.
As we have some cracking post-match analysis to come, with me as usual is Ray Husky, and I'm afraid I'm going to have to interrupt myself to say that Ed has midfielder Bobby Landers with him. Over to you, Ed, and thanks for cutting me off.
Oh, you're very welcome. So, Bobby, it finished 1-1. Do you feel that's a fair result, all things considered?
Well, I actually haven't considered all things, but what I have considered, I think 2-2 would have been a fair reflection.
Oh, okay. Well, you seem to be two very evenly matched sides. Would you share my view?
I suppose so. I mean, I felt we dominated the first half, but so did they, and again in the second half.
Oh. Yeah. So at what point did you realise that it would end in a stalemate?
Well, for me personally, when the final whistle blew, I knew that was pretty much it.
Right. And you seem to be up for the match. You gave an excellent show in the centre of the park.
Oh, well, we've a great bunch of lads, and they always give 110%, and we've a great manager who prepared us very well for today's game, and, we were happy to come away with a draw. It's another point on the board at the end of the day.
Right. Yeah. Well, you're certainly not our man of the match, but thanks for joining us anyway. Back to you in the studio, Vance.
So, Ray, what did you make of Bobby's performance today?
I thought it was solid, but a little patchy in places. One such example is when he realised it would end in a stalemate. We can quite clearly see him stifle a yawn. He can't afford lapses in concentration like that. Having said that, he's young and it's still early in the season, so I think this will develop in time. Again, with the final question, we hear a sort of a looking away motion. He tries to make up for this, but I feel maybe he didn't realise hear the question properly, and just replied with a bunch of cliched answers. In the lower divisions, you get away with this, but in the top flight, all of these are going to be noticed.
Absolutely, Ray. Well, we still have much more to come, folks. We hear from both managers, and don't forget to enter our interview of the month competition. Here's a little taster of what to expect.
But we didn't really know what to expect. It was like playing football out there, but with ducks instead of people.
Well, you may say we lost possession cheaply, but possession is 9/10 of the law. We prefer the whole law. 10/10.
Yes. We have fallen into the relegation zone. So we'll just have to make sure that we fall up out of it.
You can't fall up.
You obviously have not seen our number 9.
Look, we're not going to open a tin of beans with our hands, and we're not going to roll over and die over that tin of beans. Truth be told, I don't even like beans. But at the end of the day, if it was the difference between winning or losing, I might have one or two of them.
I'll take your pick out of that. And it's back over to you, Sam.
I'm not ready. I told you to. Hello, it's back to me, Samuel Gordon here. So, do you like beans even, Vance?
Well, it's funny you say that.
No time. God. Now, what would you think if I said Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers? Would you think, so what? Let Peter pick what he wants? Or it's Samuel speaking on a level that's too intellectual for us again? Or would you wonder, why is he usurping the letter P to such a degree? Leave it alone. Well, leave it alone is what the students and staff have been forced to do at the Brendan Fence Academy of Words, as the letter P has been stolen. We go now to roving reporter Dan Spaniel, who has more. I'm here at the Brendan Fence Academy of Words, where the type of security they have is the kind that won't let anyone in. Luckily, we sneaked up through a crevasse at the back, through a farmyard, and up a thing. So I'm here on the grounds of the beautiful Brendan Fence Academy of Words, and it was here that we walked up along that path there to speak to you now, here. Last night, here at the Academy of Words, they completely came a cropper. That a cropper was a robbery, and as a result, all words beginning with the letter P have completely clashed and vanished from the Academy. No lecturer can say them, no book contains them, not even the secret vault of rare words of exceptional beauty was spared. Their trading card, and calling card, and currency card, up to this point has been the word, written word, oral, audio, even the heard word. But now they have no currency, they have no trading card, they have no growth. Back in 1908, Brendan Fence started his academy with his bare fists, punching his way with the fists of his words and of his hands, until he sat at the top table where he feasted on juice and grunts and all manner of delights. Strangely, it is now P-words, of which punch is one, that has been stolen from the academy. Isn't it ironic? Don't you think? It's like rain on your wedding day. A little earlier, I spoke with wordsmith, clear, and lecturer Dr. Roland Cassidy, who didn't have much to say for himself because A, he cannot say any words beginning with P, and B, I didn't want him to hear me and blew my cover, so I was asking him the questions from a bush a good 70 yards away. Not one person or object here now contains a P word. They don't have punch. They don't have prune. No pole, prime, peak, plank, pot, plane, plane. Both meanings. Pulp,
Yeah. We strictly said no journalists.
I'm not a journalist.
What are you then?
I'm a man. Look, here's my ID for proof. A fully grown man's ID.
I don't care. Get out of here.
Let go of that bird of me.
More than you bargained for.
They don't have pellet, peck, pack, rope, prod, push, putt.
Thank you, Dan. Now, we're nothing if not nothing on that show, and that nothing is something. And that something is...
The arts and the culture. And further in still, like a Russian doll, is a thing we like to call poetry. And as luck would have it, we have some. I'm delighted to invite renowned Wait, he's not renowned. Nowned poet A.B. Canavan. Look at that. Is the reason you like words so much because your initials are A.B.C.?
No.
Right? Doing our bit to keep culture alive is me, and I now invite your ears to listen to our renowned poet A.B.C. Canavan. Take it away, Mr. Alphabet.
A night and day has never been the likes to meet the mystery queen. Some say she comes from far off places, and she is a queen of many faces. The queen not much is known about, except she likes to dance with trout. She catches weasels in some nets. She likes to tame them, make them pets. Training small jockeys for rabbit races. It's what they do in far off places.
A.B. Alex. We're live. Is it too much to ask that someone tell me when I make a mistake before I make it, please? Okay, folks, I've opened up another Russian doll, and there's yet a smaller one inside. Not literally, you understand. I don't actually have any Russian dolls with me. I'm using it as what we like to call in the business a metaphor for culture. Anyway, you'd have heard the popping sound the dolls make when they open if I had them. So this Russian doll, not real, is history and geography rolled into one. The double-subjected man being the one and only Walter the Bram Huzzard, who's going to regale us with one of his old adventures. This is Walter on Tahiti. Good evening. During my time as an explorer, traveler, wanderer, adventurer, globetrotter, rover, voyager, and explorer a second time, I experienced many events and encountered many mysteries in my time as the things I've just mentioned. The following is an excerpt taken out of my head, a memory to the layperson. It was the Juning of the year on an island so remote that it went by the name Tahiti of French Polynesia, or Tahiti to the layperson. Our ship, the mighty Saltuna, which translates to something completely different in Tahitian, had docked just as the spectacular summer solstice celebrations were beginning on the island. I remember being astounded at how the natives were gradually able to shrink themselves. We were a mile out before I'd realized my error. We were sailing away, and I'd forgotten to disembark again. Quick as a flash, I strolled to the edge of the ship, slowly jumped overboard, and politely swam for beach. The Solstice Festival was in full swing by the time I touched sand. The island was a sea of colour and a hive of activity. A sea hive. There was dancing. Then the land canoeists arrived to sand paddle us up through the oldest structure on the island, a volcanic mountain made entirely of nature. We sat on a Juning fork, and it was from there that we witnessed a truly remarkable event. The spitting of balls of lava. Which only occurs on the summer solstice once a century, every 100 years to the layperson. From our spot, we had this perfect vantage point to see the sun's rays setting fire to the lava. I don't know if you've ever seen balls of fire, but this is what they were a bit of it. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think, And sometimes when a think happens, sometimes it's at those great balls of fire sometimes. Without a doubt, it is in the top 17 experiences of my life. However, not only do I have to rely on my mind to relive this wondrous visual experience, I also received a recording so that I, Walter de Bromhuzzard, Walt be Hazard to the layperson, can listen to it any time I want. Hear it whenever to the layperson.
Now, it's time for some escapism, so follow me through this creaky old door into the world of mystery and adventure and intrigue. I'm Samuel Gordon, and this is Thrilling Tales. Close the door after me, will you? Our story tonight concerns a Detective Drake and his last attempt to make a name for himself by solving the confounding Burning Apples mystery.
Someone was after setting fire to 1,000,000 apples, which meant that cider house kingpin Reginald Winkwort had just 11 apples left, his empire all but ruined. Somehow that case had landed on my desk, and I knew this was my last chance to shine. I'd got word that some kid called Barney was a key witness. We agreed to meet at the Hard Easy Bar on a cold Tuesday afternoon. But after an hour of talk, I got nowhere, and the kid was doing my nutting. The kid was a whiz at gibberish. All right, Barney, let's go through this one more time. When did you arrive at the bar?
Well, like I take me lunch here, and I remember thinking how unusual like it was that it was already freezing at that time of day.
And that time of day was...
Freezing.
And what time were the clocks?
The clocks. The clocks must have been like 1:05 if they were a day.
Barney had a simple way about him that gave me the impression that he'd rather be at home with a colouring book. A childlike innocence that might endear him to some, but made me want to punch him through the floor. So what happened then?
Oh God. Well then, I was eating like my usual goose and lettuce sandwiches when I happened to look in a kind of an out the window fashion, and I saw like dozens of men like racing past the window with wheelbarrows of apples.
Do you recall anything else strange about them?
Oh God. No, not when they ran, but like in hindsight, like, I do believe that there was a rabbit sitting at the finish line eating a cornetto ice cream.
Damn it, Barney, can't you see that this makes no sense?
Exactly, like who eats an ice and cream in sub-zero temperatures?
If Barney had a talent, and he didn't, it was his unwavering ability to focus on the irrelevant part of the story. It was as if he processed information upside down in a mirror I desperately wanted to obliterate.
And listen to this, right? You know, like the way they love apples. Well, he was drinking like pigeon shit through a straw.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Barney, what are you even going on about?
It's Blarney, actually.
What?
Like my name. My name is Blarney. Oh no, wait. Oh God. You're right. It is.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. You've caught a cold. From a late night activity, perhaps?
No, no. Like, I had a bit of a sneezing fit last night, like, and when I woke up this morning, my nose was after, it was going haywire.
Wait, your hair too. It's very much askew. Like you didn't get much sleep, perhaps?
What do you mean? Like, I'm entitled to have whatever hair I have on my own head, please.
All right. Move your jets. Sit down, and we'll get to the crux of this.
I most certainly will not. I'm off right now to Harry Birkin's hair salon for a cut, a wash, a curl, a perm, whatever else I can have, and it's all because of you.
Was Barney a criminal mastermind, skilled in the art of deception through quackery and befuddlement? No, he was a complete fucking idiot. Go then, you cretin. You just wasted my whole afternoon. Go fix your shagging pile carpet in Harry Bjorken's hat salon for hair clipping, trimming, and curling, and whatever else you want to get there.
I certainly will.
If he hadn't pounced out the door, I'd have thrown him through the window. Maybe through Harry Bjorken's salon window. Same again, barkeep.
You haven't ordered anything yet.
All right, smart Alec. The usual.
You've never been in here before.
Bourbon. A bourbon, for heaven's sake. A bourbon. Look at me. I always said that the greatest experience in life is to listen to the first splash of bourbon as it hits the glass. But what happened next topped it. Just as the heavenly exhalator hit glass, I noticed that Barney had left his envelope of photos. It captured all his ramblings. A rabbit eating ice cream, a goose standing beside some bread, even a horse who I could only describe as a look of disgust on his face. And then, jackpot. Surely 100 photos of Barney in various stages of robbing and burning Winkworth's vast orchard. Checkmate. Well. It looks like he had it in him after all. I have you now, you mop-headed imbecile. I swigged the bourbon in one go, but was surprised to wake up tonight and an empty bar, save for the barman who'd been able to work out what I had wanted. I frantically searched for the photos, but to no avail. Resting beside my good arm was a solitary apple. Some may say I was outsmarted by a chicken brain. Others could say it was a genius who concocted a highly sophisticated plan. I say, that fucking bastard really shit me taking it into their salon bar with his shit fucking prick.
From me, Samuel Gordon, it's good night. Good night. What a disaster. It started off bad, got worse, and then it all went downhill from there. I'm looking at you, Blettermore.